Alright guys, this is my first Bible unboxing. I haven't purchased a new Bible in a very long time and I needed one. So I just wanted to do an unboxing because I've never had one of these Bibles and I wanted to check it out. It's apparently a pretty popular sell. It's called She Reads the Truth Bible. It's the CSB translation. So the Christian Standard Bible translation. And it's rolled rose gold. It's faux leather. And it has the gilded edges. Other than that, I don't really know what to tell you about it as I just took it out of the box. I don't know what font it has or anything like that off the top of my head. I ordered it from Amazon. So let's open it up. Let's do some pen testing because I plan on highlighting and writing in it because this is a wide margin Bible. So I got it for the purpose of taking notes. So let's open this up. And let's see how this looks inside. Here's the cover. I really like this. I'm probably gonna put some stickers or something in here. Don't need the presentation page. Here is the introduction from the people. The pages are really thin. And I've never highlighted in a Bible before, but I bought this one for the specific purpose of highlighting in it. That's why I got a pretty inexpensive one. This was like, I don't know, not very expensive at all. Maybe like 20-something dollars. Let me look on my Amazon order real quick here on the side and I will let you know how much exactly I paid for it. Give me just a second to log into Amazon. I paid $25.67 for it because it was on sale. So it's really cheap. If you want to check it out, it's on Amazon. Let's see, it has single column, easy to read, serif text. Let's see if it tells me how big the text is. I'm looking in the... It has 189 devotionals, 66 illustrated key verses, 35 full color timelines, 20 full colored maps, 11 full colored charts, reading plans for every book of the Bible, 1 year Bible reading plan, detailed book instructions, key verse lists, Smith sewn binding, that means it lays flat, wide margins for journaling and note taking. It does not say the font size. That's something I was looking for, to see what the font size was. One moment. I'm just scrolling through to see if I can find what size the font is. It does not say what size the font is. Okay. So, and this is my first also non-King James Version Bible. I honestly grew up not knowing that there were any other versions of the Bible than that. So this was one that was recommended to me by my first cousin who does a lot of Bible study, and so does his wife. So I got the one that he recommended. All right, so here are the books of the Bible listed. The pages are super thin, so I think I skipped a page in there. This gilding makes pages stick together, so you have to be careful about that until you flip through it good. I know that these are 2 pages here. I can feel it. I just can't get them to separate. There we go. All right, it tells you how to read it. Here are the features. It tells you what page all the maps are on. Here's a timeline. Gives you a historical timeline. I'm trying to see if it has the reading plan. Again, here's another 2 pages that I've stuck together. As soon as you use the Bible, this gilding will stop doing this. But I have that problem with my planners that have gilding on it. They always stick together. If you've ever had the gilded sterling ink, you know what I'm talking about. The pages like to stick together a little bit. And these pages are so thin, but there are 2 pages here. I cannot get them to separate. Because when you put the gilding on it, it makes the pages stick. I can see the 2 pages on the edge. I just can't get them apart. There we go. All right, so here are the key features. And again, the more I use this, because this is brand new out of the box, so some of the pages are going to stick together. Abbreviations, traditional features, the history of this particular translation. Oh, that's cute. It has like a little drawing here, and then here's Genesis. So we'll look through a few pages. Oh, this is also, I believe, is this filament enabled? I hope this is filament enabled. No, this one is not filament enabled. That's a bummer. I was hoping to get one that was filament enabled. But it does have a timeline, little background, message, and purpose before we get started. It has like a little prayer there, and then it has a little timeline for the books of Genesis, the book of Genesis history. Again, having some issues with the papers coming apart because of it's brand new out of the box. But you can easily tell when there's 2 pages stuck together. If you can feel it. At least I think there's 2 pages here. Yeah, there is, because I can see it right there. It's coming apart right here. Here we go. And again, it's just the gilding. So if you don't want to have this problem with any of your Bibles, don't get gilding. I forgot that this was an issue because I had the Sterling ink planner. I would have not gotten gilding had I... See, it's the gilding. It was just connected on the edges. Then here it tells you week 1 what to read, week 2, and everything. So it breaks it down for you, which is what I wanted for like a note-taking study Bible. And then you have a really good margin here. Let me see how big the margin is. The margin is about 1.5 inches here. If you do centimeters, it is about 4 centimeters. So you can see how big the margins are. And then here's where the Bible starts. And then we have some footnotes at the bottom that translate words that might be difficult to understand or not understandable for you. And then it says going deeper here where you can go so you can like check, and it has a checklist so you can check it off. Now, and then when you're flipping through here, it has like the sections labeled about what it's talking about. Closing the door on shame. Here it gives you a little overview here. The pages are getting easier to separate now. So the gilding just needs to be flipped through. Like take the Bible and do like that and flip through it till the gilding separates. And it looks like there's lots of these little inserted commentary in here. See, as soon as it separates, it won't stick again. It's just you have to get it that one time separated. Because when they paste the gilding or stamp the gilding on the side with the paint kind of sticks together because the pages are so thin. And it does that on every Bible that has gilding, so just be aware of that. These 2 pages are stuck together. And like I said, you can literally tell when the pages are stuck together because they feel thicker. Give it a nice blow like that usually is what helps the best. So there you go. And there's a lot of these little green boxes that have a little extra information. And I'm just in Genesis, and I've already seen like, this is like 4th or 5th one. And again, see, here's another one. They're stuck together. I hope that is not picking up loud on the microphone to try to get it separated. It's just the, like I said, the paint on the edges. There's nothing to faulty about the Bible. It's just every Bible with these gilded pages are going to do that. So just be aware of that when you buy one. Because I had the same problem with my King James version that I've had since I was like a teenager when I first got it. The same problem with my Sterling ink planners and whatnot. Every once in a while a page will stick. Here we go. Got it. Right there. Okay. And I don't mind about getting the pages wrinkly or whatever because I bought this Bible specifically to like mark up. So I'm just going to flip through real quickly. Trying to find one of those 4-color maps that they were talking about. Here's Exodus. It looks like every one of them have one of these on here. There are also some ribbon markers in here. There's 2. There's one here. And they're always folded inside, and that's on every Bible. So you just have to straighten them out. They will straighten out eventually. I have 2 ribbon markers that came in here. So that's a sign of a good quality. Okay, so let's flip to the New Testament and see what we have here. Okay, this is the book of Micah. It has a timeline. Let's see if we can get to the New Testament. trying to find if there's like a break between the two. So Zechariah, Malachi, Matthew. Here we go. So here's is like changes color, is like this like blue edge. It's really pretty. Let's see if there's a page before this that says anything. Nope, that was all Malachi. Then it just starts into Matthew. It looks like there's a map on the other side. So I can get these two pages apart because again they're stuck together with the gilding. Huh, look, and then there's a map, and there's a reading plan for Matthew. So here's one map, and then there's a whole bunch of maps in the back. I can like feel them, the thickness change here in the back. So let me flip through it a little more. Okay, and here's what the back cover looks like, and here are the devotional. And we're going to use these contributors and devotional page for our pen test. Okay, here are some maps. And there's more maps in between there. And there's maps throughout, like I can feel the thickness change. So you just have to get to those particular pages. But I'm going to take this contributors page and I'm going to do pen testing on it. So let's try some typical, and highlighter testing mostly. Let's try some traditional. I have my mild liners here. Let's see if they work. Because I don't have any Bible specific highlighters. I'm going to turn this sideways because I write like that. So I apologize for that. Let me try the lightest color I got. This one is a mild. It just says yellow. It doesn't say any other color. So let me highlight a little bit here. I made one pass of highlighting there. Let's see how it looks on the other side. I don't see any bleed through with that color. So this one is good. I'm going to set it here. Try this one. It's like a light orange color. Let me see if this one bleeds through. I don't see it anywhere. I'm going to go with that does not bleed through. Let me try this, like a green color. And then I'll just keep the ones that don't bleed through separate because I heard they bleed through on some Bibles. I don't see anything. So that one is good. Let's try the orange one, this darker orange. Because some of the darker colors have got to bleed through. I just can't imagine that they wouldn't. You can see it a little bit, but like not, I mean like it ghosts, that darker color ghosts, but it did not bleed through. So this one is also fine. Try a pink one. Because I don't want to highlight in here with things that are going to bleed. I don't even see where, oh, here it is. It ghosts a little, but it did not bleed. Try the gray one. Again, it ghosts a little, but the gray's really unnoticeable with ghosting, but it did not bleed. Let's try one of the darker colors. Let's try this blue. This has got to bleed. There's no way. Did not bleed, but I can see a little ghosting in there. The problem is this grays right here. I should probably have gone down a little farther. But it did not bleed. Let's try the brown color. And I'll let it pull a little bit there on the end to see if it would bleed. Still does not bleed. So I would use these mild liners in here. Let me try one of the really dark colors. You can see through the paper, but it did not bleed, but it ghosts. So this one ghosts quite a bit, but it did not bleed. Let me try one of these salmon color ones because these are really dark. I'm gonna let it have a little ink pool right there. Let's see. Again, there's a lot of ghosting, but it did not bleed. So I think here's the darkest one I have. Let's try the purple one. I wouldn't necessarily highlight with that color in a Bible, but it seems to work. So these are all fine. All my mild liners like worked well. They did not bleed. They did ghost for some of the darker colors, but they did not bleed. All right, so I'm gonna label those mild liners here. Ooh, that had a little ink pool right there for my gel pen. It never does that on any other paper. Let me see if that, yep, that ghosts, but it did not really bleed. That little pool though, I don't like. But I don't know why it did that. That never does that on my planner. I'm gonna see how I feel about that. Because this is one of my favorite pens to write with. You see, it does ghost, but it did not bleed, except that little pool is a little bit dark. That was not where Estelle. I'm just gonna write random places because I got this for a pen test. This is my Sarasa Dry. .4, because I've also got to decide what to write in here with. And that's a little dark. Let's see, this one, Sarasa Mark-On. .5. And I'm just going to write these in random places. I hope you can see all of that. It ghosted, but it did not bleed. None of these have bled, really. I'm just checking the camera so you can see. Yep. But it did not bleed. I'm going to pull in a little for the pen test. Let's see what else do I have in here that's pretty typical. This is my, what is the name of this? Jetstream, Uni Jetstream. Uni Jetstream 0.38. That one writes really good in here. Let me see if I got nothing on the other side. It doesn't even ghost that much. So this one is a good one. And it comes in several colors. So that's good. Let's try one of these. I know a lot of people have these. These are the Klena 0.4. It didn't bleed, but it does ghost a little. What else do we have? I have my Sarasa Nanos 0.3. And this one's navy. That one did really well in there. You can see anything on the back. I know several people have these pens. These are the Uni, I don't know, these are the fat pens. I'm gonna put fat. Because I call them the fat pens. Uni 1. This is a 0.38. Let's see how this one does. It writes really smooth on there. I don't see anything on the other side. So that one is good. What other pens are popular? Well, that's a Permamicron. Let me grab a Micron pen. Make sure I get a tiny one. I have a lot of Microns in different sizes, so I'm trying to find that. Here's a 0.2. Let's try this one. Micron 0.2. Writes really well in here. I don't think they bleed at all because they're known to be for Bibles. Yeah, it's right here. barely any ghosting. So that's a 02. Here's a 03. Zero, 3. Pop that in on there because it's a micron. Here's a 03. Let's see how that did. It has a little extra ghosting, you can see right here, but I don't see any bleed through. So both of these pens are fine. And I know this one's probably not going to be a good idea, but here's a 08. I just want to see if it bleeds. It does not bleed, it just ghosts a little extra. Actually, it goes less than that. So the micron pens are perfect for in here. And I have a whole bunch of those. So I recommend the microns out of all of that. So that works good. Now let me try a couple more highlighter options. I have my my Tombow markers. Let's do some Tombow highlighting here. And I'm going to just do a bunch of colors and then we'll look on the other side. So we don't have to do it for like each individual color. And we'll just see how they fare. Using some bold and some pale. Just picking some at random. I'm just trying to find a nice mix. Okay, let's see if any of these bled. There's a lot of ghosting. You can see here, there's a lot of ghosting with the color. If I hold the page up, you can't really see it, but when I lay it down, you can. But none of them bled. So those are acceptable. And I'm gonna label those. These are Tombow. And now let's try some of my fancy highlighters that I use for various other things. So I have some of these Ninny Pie, Ninny. I don't know, I want to try these because they're interesting because they have an underline option. Ooh, those are dark. And then here is the underline part. Try a couple of these because I can write with them as well, as you see. See how those did. They're actually fine. They ghost no more than any other colors that are dark. And the ink on the end worked great with these. So the Ninny Pie. They're fine. I also want to try these mix line markers. They do this. And they underline and highlight at the same time. Try a couple of those. Oh, those are excellent. These are excellent. So these are definitely really good. Those are special. Those work really good. They're both light. They have the underline option with it, and I can barely even see it there. Let's see if I have any other ones here. Let's try a couple of these. These are my Sigma brush pens. Let's see if that bleeds. Nope. I really like this 0.3 Sarasa Nano in the navy because it stands out from the black text. That might be my go-to pen. That darker one, like, it didn't bleed, but it ghosts a lot. The lighter one's fine. Let's see how the green one does. The green one's fine also, just the dark purple one did not do well. Do I have any other kind of somethings in here that I want to mark? I'm looking at all my pens. Let's try some dot markers. Let's see what they do. It's probably a bad idea. The pink one. Here's a yellow dot marker. And these are the Zig dot markers. And here's a blue one. Let's see how these three did. The dot markers did fine. They did not bleed. And they look good, actually. So those all worked good. Let's try the writing side of the dot marker. In case I want to write something in any of those colors. I can't even, it doesn't even ghost. Oh, I think it's like right there. I'm not sure. Yeah, this one's really good. The dot markers are great. As long as you stay in the lighter colors. I don't recommend the darker ones. I have this interesting pen that I had, 0.5. This is not a gel pen, I don't think, but I want to write on this. And this is a regular ballpoint pen. The green one writes weird. I'm gonna try the green one again. I don't know, that green is just a weird color. Anyway, those all write fine. Again, I'm still looking for things on the side over here to try out. Let's try the Hobonichi pen. See how that does. I mean, it goes a little bit, but it's fine. You can't see through it. Again, I'm sorry, I'm just looking around to see. Oh, let's try some of these. Let's try some of the Le Pens. I heard these were good for Bibles. So let's try some Le Pens in here. Grab a few. Grab a red one, why not? Does not bleed. It has a little ghosting because of the color is pretty dark, but it does not bleed. Try the blue. It's right here. You can see some ghosting, but it does not bleed. So the Le Pens, I tried 2 darker colors and they are good. So the Le Pens are on the yes. I have some of these Stabilo 0.88. I heard these are good for Bible. And I have a bunch of those as well. Those write good. I use the darkest one, so I know the others will write fine. So the Stabilo 88 will do. I have a bunch of those colors. I just don't have them right beside me. But I have like a 12 pack of those. So those work. Can't see anything else that I'm interested in trying. I'm looking over here, but I don't see anything else that I haven't tried. Let's try a fountain pen out of curiosity. Why not? Let's do it. Just for curiosity. Let's see if it bleeds. That ink did not bleed. So you can use a fountain pen. I do not know how long you're going to have to wait for that to dry though, because it looks wet. But the fountain pen did not bleed. At least this one didn't. And it has the, oh my gosh, the Kaweco, whatever their color black is, ink in here. The Kaweco black ink is in here. And this is extra fine, by the way. Let's try the Yami Budo ink. This is a fine tip. Mommy fine tip. And it has the Yamabudo from the Iroshizuku ink from Pilot in it. And you can write in fountain pen ink in this if you're willing to let it dry, because that is still substantially wet. Like, I can see the sheen on it. It's substantially wet. Now that we're trying them, let's just go for it. I don't know what color is in this until I write with it. Hold on. So let's see. Cutting point. I don't remember what color this is. This is a Kaweco also. Okay, this is a fine point, not extra fine. And that blue ink, whatever is in it, I honestly don't know what blue ink is in it right now, to be honest. It works. So if you want to know if some fountain pen ink works, well, might as well go one more. Now this is the widest nib that I have, is the Benu. And this has, what color is in this? It's one of my purple advent calendar inks. I don't remember the name off the top of my head, but this is my Benu pen. Oh, I changed it, never mind. Benu F. I put one of those dual shading inks in this, I think. Nope, this is 224 is what's in this. Sailor 224. That's what's in this. I forgot I got a new ink and I wanted to try it in here. And this is a dual shading ink. I can't really see any of the dual shade. I mean, it does have some color depthness variation, but I don't see the shading on it, but it isn't dry. That one did not bleed, but it did a lot of ghosting. So as long as you stay on the light ink shade, well, this one probably just is too bold. The other ones, even though they didn't show up, the Yamabudo didn't show up for some reason, but that one's like real bold. I wouldn't use that one. And why not? Let's open up my fancy pen case. Let's see what's in here. Nothing's in there. Where is my other fountain pens? Now that I've already started doing it, let me open up my fountain pen case here. Let's try some of these. My Fancy pens. My Fancy ones. This is my, I think it's my Sailor pen. I don't remember what this is called, but y'all recognize these pens. They're expensive. That's all I got to say. I didn't want to pay that much money for it. And they are MF point. And I don't remember what color is in this, to be honest. Rider's Blood, I think. I think this is Rider's Blood. Ooh, that's nice. Look, there's like nothing. This might be my new Bible pen. Because these don't write really, I don't use these because they don't write really well on regular paper. But this is gorgeous in here. Let's see how long it takes it to dry. Let's see if these are smeary. Oh, look, that Lamy pen's smeared. All of those, that's going to be the problem. Are they going to smear? The Kaweco pen did not smear. The Benu pen did not smear. These two inks smeared. When this Sailor pen dries, I'm going to see if it smears. Those two inks smeared. And I waited a while for them to dry. So this Rider's Blood is still wet. I can't even close the book, it's still wet. But man, I like the way this writes in here. Like, this would be my Bible pen if I could get it to not bleed. If not, I'm gonna have to find a pen that writes the same color, because that color is beautiful in here. Now this is my search for, let's see if I can find a pen that writes the same color. Nope, that's too brown. And I'm curious if that bled through. Nope. Well, that writer's blood is amazing on this paper with that pen nib size, but it is wet. You see how shiny it still is? It's wet. So anyway, so here are all the pens that I was able to test, and you can see the other side. Nothing really bled through except for this Benu pen that had the Sailor 224 ink, but this is like the equivalent of a medium nib, because this is those like European nib sizes, so I understand why that bled. It did not smear though at all, so it did dry well. If that was in like a fine nib, Japanese nib, I think it would be fine. But that is my juiciest nib. And honestly wish that I didn't have a nib that juicy because it doesn't do well on like anything because of that. I'm waiting for this writer's blood to dry. I'm curious if it even will dry on this thin paper because it's not very porous. If that writer's blood dries in a timely manner, like, this is gonna be my new thing. Because I do have the blotting paper here that I can put in here to keep it from bleeding. So I can pull out a sheet of this blotting paper. This is my Urban blotting paper. That I can keep that from bleeding onto this page. And it'll make a nice bookmark in addition. But I'm just anxiously waiting for the writer's blood. But overall, I really like this Bible. Just to talk while we're waiting for the ink to dry. I also ordered some tabs to tab it because I don't want to be flipping through. I mean, I know where all the books in the Bible are. I just don't want to be like guessing where they're at. And since this is going to be my study Bible, I just bought some tabs that are of a similar color. They were like $3 or something on Amazon. They come tomorrow. And I'll just stick them on the edges because remember, this is my study Bible, so I'm not interested in, like, I'm going to be marking the whole Bible up like this page right here. Obviously not with pen test notes and everything, but now I know like what things that I can use in it. And I'm going to use this pouch here. I have an extra pouch just for my Bible journaling supplies. So I'm going to put some of these things that I've tested in here that I knew worked. And that's what I'm going to use. So I'm going to just throw these in here that worked. And the ones that I didn't particularly care for, I'm going to put aside. So now I have that situated. I'm going to pick out a few of these highlighter colors that I liked to use regularly. And put the other colors back because these worked really well. I have some more mixed lines, so I will be using all of the mixed lines because they were excellent. Let me grab those. Oh, these are ones I didn't test. They're called Twink, and they're dual underline like this. Let me see if they bleed. Nope, can't even tell they're there. So those will be used as well. I'll put my mild liners back where they go. My Le Pens. I'm gonna just throw a whole bunch of those in there. So now I have my study pouch here. And this is my #1 pen I'm going to write in here with. I really like it. That pen is excellent. So now I have my pouch here. Let me see if this is dry yet. Oh, it's still not dry. It does smear, but it's not dry yet. So I'm gonna go ahead and close that because I don't think that's gonna dry anytime soon. I do love this pen in here. Oh, I forgot to put these in here because these are excellent. I like these pens. I think I have a third one somewhere. But anyway, these are my approved Bible supply pens. So I will be using those. And here's my pouch that's gonna go with it. So this is my study equipment for that. I'll probably put some sticky notes and stuff in here. In fact, here's a pack of sticky notes that are this pink color scheme. So I will stick these in here for you. Oops, stick them in upside down because otherwise they mess up. Stick them in there for use with that. So that's pretty much what I have here. So this is what I'm going to use in here. I'll probably put some page markers in here too, because I do have some little skinny page markers somewhere in here. Here we go. Let me grab these. I have these little page markers like this. Let's probably stick them in here. And that should give me all the things that I needed to go in here. So this is what I'm going to use. I hope you guys liked it and that you like and subscribe. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.